What is wrong with this thing? Hey everybody, it's Desiree, and excuse my appearance, no makeup, messy hair that came out of a hat. I just got off work. Like, literally just got off work. I mean, I'm still wearing a good old Fanatics t-shirt. This is actually last year's t-shirt, but that's alright. Today we're going to do a little bit of Q&A. And I've had questions asked to me through Facebook, Instagram, some comments on YouTube, and a few in an email. I kind of wrote them down because my printer don't work, so I can't print nothing off. I'm like, what am I gonna do? And it's like 20 questions. I picked 20 of them. We'll have another Q&A like later next month. This way, you know, maybe I can get everybody's questions answered. And this hair is gonna make me mad. I think I just made it worse. It's okay. All right. Let's see. If I could read my handwriting, we would be good. You know, really good. Oh, okay. Well, we can do this. I've got one asking what my favorite lipstick was. And honestly, it's actually, I don't even know if it's my favorite anymore. I know I wore it for like 5 years when I sold Avon and stuff. And I got it when it was basically brand new for that color. And I actually still have the tube. It is Enduring Wine. And I'm not sure if it actually was a good color on me, but this is the Everlasting. And I don't know, I just loved it. I mean, I just loved it. That is the end of it. It was the only lipstick I used for 5 years. Don't smell bad, so I think it's still good. It's not a bad lipstick. It's creamy. It doesn't transfer too much. It doesn't bleed. So yeah, this is my favorite one in my whole life for right now. Future, I may have a different one. Let's see. Everybody always has a question about somebody's appearance and what's going on there. There is a question of what's wrong with your nose and what's wrong with your left eye. I fight really hard to keep my left eye open. I used to have strokes and stuff when my shunt broke, my BP shunt broke like 12 years ago. I had stroke after stroke after stroke. And it wasn't always just on the left side. There was major ones that happened on the right, which is very unheard of, but it does happen. And my left eye it wants to stay shut, and I'm over here using my muscle with all I got to keep that thing open. So if you see me take like my thumbnail, you mainly see my right side. That's why, because I try to cover this. That's why my hair's parted a certain way, so this way the hair goes over top of it, and it's not very noticeable. The nose, I understand the nose. From the strokes on the right side, a little bit of my muscle has just like, and I don't know if the rest of you guys see it, but this side of my nose droops down farther because I don't have so very good elasticity, yeah, to keep that up there. Now, if I had the money, I would get that fixed, but I don't have the money for that. And I've had people ask me about my brush cleaning stuff. Here it is, guys. It is finally here. I use the Johnson & Johnson's baby shampoo, and there's 2 different ways you could do this. And I really like my way better, but right now, coming in a very close running is the Makeup Forever, I believe it is, or something. I'll I'll link it down below. It was what I was supposed to get when I did my Walmart haul for brush cleaning. It works just as good. Makes your brushes smell good too for a very long time. Still very cheap and everything. But I use Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, this size. This size right here will last me 2 months. But I actually add, like the first way of doing it is using the whole bottle of this, then getting a regular Dial soap size, about this big, you know, from top of the pump down to the bottom. Just use about 1/4 of it. That'll be your sanitizing right there. This is your cleaning mechanism for it, and to give it a nice good smell and kind of keep it soft. I also get lavender oil from Amazon. Sometimes that can run you from like $5 to $11, depends on the brand that you end up liking and the size you want. Really all you need is one of the little ones, because you're only going to use not quite a half of it, but a little more than 1/4 of it, you know, 1/3, whatever you want to say. The other way is using Johnson & Johnson baby shampoo, the whole bottle, just one of these little ones. Let's see. And you add like Purell sanitizer. You only use about 1/3 of the bottle. You just get the little bottle. And you add a couple squirts of your favorite moisturizer. This way it kind of keeps things soft, but also gives it a good smell. You might have to try different moisturizers, because there's some of them that I've tried that I like with, you know, before I put it in there, but then it kind of like, ugh, it didn't smell very good a couple days later on my brushes. So you got to just play around with it. Let's see. What's my natural hair color? I've probably said this before in a video before. It's like when I was growing up it was strawberry blonde, and now it's more of a dark brown auburn, but I kind of dye it to make it more redder. It's kind of like it. How many kids do I have? I have 1 from previous marriage, and my husband has 3 from previous marriage, and we had a full house at one point in time. Now we're down to just 1 kid. So it's a little weird, but it's kind of good, especially since he's now a teenager. And you mothers out there that have teenage kids, you understand what I'm trying to say here. Is you love them, but there's moments like you're like, whose kid is this? This isn't my kid. Am I going to be doing any more vlogs on medical? Yeah, I uploaded a couple not too long ago. I was supposed to upload another one over the weekend, but I thought this was going to be somewhat simple, you know, go to work, come home and relax for a second, and then do a vlog, and then spend the rest of the time with my husband. I would say husband and son, but my son hangs out in his bedroom all day long. He does not come out. He's one of those teenagers. And thought about doing a couple little vlogs during the weekday or weekend while he sleeps. He likes to sleep in. Yeah, it's not happening. It's not working. It's not working for me, but I'm trying to get better at this. But I do have a vlog that I'm going to be doing tomorrow to post up, and I might get my little sticky thing and do that while I'm driving home from work. This way I kind of have the vlog already done, and then I can just upload it to you guys so you guys can watch it. And the next vlog will be on cervical cancer, uterine, and ovarian cancer, which, you know, if you've watched from my other channel, my part 1 is basically a little bit of information of my story. It's not going into full detail. Once I get all these part 1s out, part 2s will be more detail. When am I going to post the fitness and stop smoking vlogs? Hopefully soon. I'm trying to figure out. It's a lot. I so badly want to work out, but with the pain that I'm in, there's a lot of setbacks. And I know I've got to figure out that middle ground of not pushing myself, but pushing myself enough. I don't know why that froze, but that was weird. Stop smoking. Maybe when I get on my regular shift at the end of September. Right now I'm kind of in this situation where we're trying to move product from Ohio to Las Vegas because they just opened up Fanatics out there. Why do I call myself Country Mouse? Well, when I was growing up, my dad called me Mouse. He always called me Mouse. And I was little, like, I'm still kind of a little person, but I'm realizing I'm not as little as I used to be since I work with a couple of ladies that's like 4 foot tall, and I'm like, oh, you guys are so cute being so small. But I also have a tattoo on my ankle of a mouse, and I'm Country Mouse. I live in the country. I'm countrified. I'm a mouse. If I could win $1 million, what would I do with it? Like anybody else, I'd pay off my debt. You know, we all have some kind of debt somewhere. No matter how much you try to stay on track of everything, you have some kind of debt somewhere. Now, if I could get that paid off and still have some money, you know, I'd love to build us a house somewhere. I'd love to get myself a bigger vehicle. You know, I don't need it for space for kids and stuff, but you know, winter's here, kind of rough, and I would like something a little bit more heavier. And then put some money aside for the kids, you know. Broken lipstick. That one's simple. Just get yourself a lighter or use a candle, and whatever part's broken off, stick it over the flame, melt it a little bit, and then stick it back in there. If it's broke clear off, if it's broke clear down here, it'll still do the same thing, but once you stick it on there, close it, and then stick it in the freezer for like 10 minutes, and it'll be good. If it does it again, you know, sometimes you gotta repeat those steps a couple times before it will stick to where it's supposed to be. Who's my favorite YouTuber? Well, that's a difficult question, because I mean, I like the bigger YouTubers like Toddy and Laura Lee and Rachel Loves and Sophie Does Nails and Simply Nailogical. She's funny. But I seem to watch a lot more of the littler YouTubers. I really like watching them grow. I mean, this is a difficult situation, being on YouTube and being in front of people. You know, I'm happy when people start growing. I wish I could grow a little bit more, but you know, it is what it is. I seem to have people that are fully watching me all the time and not just subscribe to me because of some sub for sub, or they just subscribe just to, you know, whatever. Get on one of the giveaways or something. Alright, do I want to make YouTube a career? Not really. Not really. I mean, if it ever happened, it happens. But I like being at the warehouse. I like moving around. I like the involvement with the people I work with. The place is, some of the rules are a little like any other place, but it's the people. The people is what keeps bringing me back. You know, they've got a lot of nice people. There is cliques. You can't get away from it. But there is a lot of nice people out there. Let's see. What would I tell beginner YouTubers? Well, probably what I wish somebody would have told me. Don't be afraid. Go out there, post it. People like it. Hey, people don't. Figure out what they're not liking. I mean, that's why I say leave a comment below, because if you got any criticism to make it seem better, I'm more than willing to work on the situation to make it better, because I want to make everybody out there happy to be able to see, you know, my name pop up on the screen saying Country Mouse 82 just uploaded a video and be like, ooh. But I can't say too much. I haven't really posted on like Facebook or Instagram or anything where old school friends or some family members or some chatty Cathy's over there that's put me down can actually see that I'm put myself out there. I still have that fear, and I don't know how to get past that fear. And if anybody's got any ideas of how to do that, let me know down below. Don't just say, just post it. Because some of these people are really, really rude. And we all have that really rude person or group of people that just, no matter what you do, they've got to put you down. You could say you just won $1 million and they'd be like, blah, 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 blah. And it'd all be bad. I'm just like, okay, if you were on death row, what would your last meal be, and what did you do? Well, my last meal would be a smorgasbord. Of course, we would have cupcakes, we'd have muffins, we'd have pizza, steak, baked potato, of course salad, some fruits, Jack and Coke, maybe a little bit of wine. And how I got there, there's no discussion on that. We don't need to talk about that because, no offense, if it happens, I don't want this to be on record. No, 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 no. Alright, how many tats do you have? What and how many piercings and where? I have a dragon with a flower tattoo on my chest. It's covering up initials. I also have my armband barbed wire rose tattoo. I have a lizard about this long on my upper thigh, and he's purple, blue, and white. And if you've ever had a tattoo, white is the worst color to get because they have to go over that area so many times just to get the white in there. And I also have the mouse on my ankle, which I'd like to get another tattoo, but I just don't have the time, don't have the money. Let's see. Piercings. I've got 5 piercings in this ear, 3 on the lobe, 2 in the cartilage. I have 3 piercings in this ear, 2 on the lobe, 1 in the cartilage. I used to have my belly button pierced, but no matter what kind of metal it was, it got infected, looked like a little finger coming through. I've had my tongue pierced twice. It's not there no more. Why do I do the lipstick decluttered the way I do? Well, for one, I need a little help. I kind of indecisive and a little anxiety. So when I try on something, I'm like, either I'm like, ew, that doesn't look good, or I'm like, oh yeah, that looks good, and then later I'll find out that doesn't look good. So I kind of do that in front of you guys. Plus, if I'm naming off some of these lipsticks and you're seeing the color, it's sometimes putting a color on somebody's face that on a swatch looks better and can give you a better idea. And somebody out there might be like, oh, that's a nice color. I forgot about that brand having that color. And then guess what? They found their lipstick. You know, we're helping each other out here. How did I meet my husband? Well, that's a story and a half. I met him one night when I was working in a bar after I moved here from Mississippi. I think my son at the time was probably about 9 months old. Me and my first husband was split up, so, you know, we'd been split up for a while. I knew he was Mr. Right, but I knew there was a lot of things I had to do to get myself situated because I didn't want to hurt him. So I knew it wasn't the right time for us. But it was like 2 years later, ran into him at a karaoke bar that my brother invited me to. a lot of stuff happened there that night, and of course it couldn't be for us. It just wasn't the time yet. And then a couple years later, I'm working at a bar. Are you seeing the thing here going? It's a bar. Don't have much choices for jobs around here. But I'd already been working there for 3 weeks, got my first paycheck, my first weekend off, and I went to go hang out at the bar that I work at. It's also like a restaurant type, like bar and grill type thingy. So I'm sitting there and look over, and there he is. And at that moment, my heart was like, this is the time. This is right. This is how this is supposed to happen. Been together ever since. I don't think he can get rid of me. Kind of like stuck. I glued myself to him. Stapled, duct tape, whatever. Let's see. Why do I have issues with certain perfumes and products? After having like cervical cancer and uterine cancer and ovarian cancer, some of the things they do to you, plus the radiation and chemotherapy, kind of changes your pH levels. And even though that was clear back in like 2008, I think it was 2008 when everything started happening. I could be wrong on that, but I'm believing that's what it was. But I've noticed since then a lot of things, a lot of different smells kind of like don't do so well on me. And I'm not the only one. I actually learned from a few other cancer survivors that, you know, they're having issues with that too. Things that they even used to use, they can't use now. It changes the pH smells from their body, and so I kind of stay away from perfumes and stuff. Like body sprays, it's gotta have a certain scent, and then I know I'm okay. I don't have to worry about it. I think it's the last question. What's my favorite nail polish? Oh. It is actually not, well, it's somewhat of a nail polish. It is a nail polish, but it's not one that you just wear alone. I mean, you probably could, but it looks better with the colors. It is the Revlon's Transforming Effects, and this one's in holographic pearls. When you use this on top, use it as like a top coat on any nail polish, that stuff stays on there for like 2 weeks. I painted my nails 2 weeks ago, and this is what they look like, and this is some crappy nail polish, which we will have this discussion at the end of this month on this crappy nail polish. I just haven't had time to take it off, but this stuff is awesome, and it gives your nails that holographic rainbow glitter look. It looks nice when the light hits it. It actually looks like it. It's not like some of these glitter nail polishes that don't do anything. Alright, there's 20 questions. If there's any more questions, leave the questions down below. If you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe. I will probably be bombarding you guys with videos today. I'm sorry. But, I'm happy to be here to sit here and talk to you guys. I will see you guys in a little bit.